Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. In this video, we're going to look at a documentary found on YouTube about the Camas route that is found in certain regions of Idaho, Eastern Oregon, and Washington. This food was very important to the Nez Perce or the Nimiipuu people. So in this, it's about a half an hour documentary. You have a lot of people from the tribe talk about how important this was and that this was a major part of their diet. It had a lot of protein in it, or it still does. They still do collect it. Back at that time, specifically if we're talking about Kea, they do mention it briefly in her books. They just don't mention it that much. But in this video, it is expressed that during Kea's time, there would have been specific families that dealt with the Camas route. And in Kea's books, it seems like her family had a lot more to do with dealing with both the horses and the berries. So they did do some other root stuff. The reason this was, at least per the video, is a lot of times the berry season or some of the other seasons overlapped. So you needed specific families to handle different things. And the Camas root, you had people who would collect it, and then you would have to, I believe they have to bake it in the fire pits, and I believe it's drying it out, but they talk about this and how you prepare it and how it tastes. It's very good, but they also talk about how climate change and overgrazing in these areas has destroyed a lot of the plants, and how people will go into these areas and use inappropriate tools that destroy the ground. They use a specific type of stick so they don't destroy the ground, and they kind of just loosen it up to get the roots. And they don't collect all of it. So there's still more, and the seeds scatter. So it's a renewable resource for them. But they are definitely talking about how it's difficult. It takes time. You have to go out there and gather it. It has to be put in the ground to bake. It has to be prepared. So they have to work for their food, which is very unlike what we have to do today. But they also, again, they're talking about how climate changes because it needs a specific environment. It needs moist, kind of swampy land, which is the reason they would find them a lot of times in the valleys of the mountains, so near the rivers. So it has more of a swampy land in order to grow. And as things dry out due to climate change, it's harder for this specific plant to grow. And this plant is very, very important to the Nez Perce or the Nimiipuu people. So that's what this documentary is about. It's about 3 years old. Again, it's about almost a half an hour long. It's, to be exact, it's 29 minutes and 10 seconds. So, and I will link the description. It's it's from the same place of my last video on this for Kea's collection. So I will link that below. This is definitely a good video to watch if you're trying to learn about tribal foods and what they're eating. Again, this is very important. They're not just eating the buffalo or deer. They're not just hunting meat. They're not just eating berries. This is, and how sacred this is and what's happening to it now. So this gives you a good look of the past as well as the present of how important this is, and how mainly it was the women originally, and it was specific families. They can't do that anymore because there's not enough of them. And there's not enough people who understand this and who know what to do and how to do it properly. So they're trying to teach, and they're working with families, and younger members of the tribe are learning about this because it is a valuable resource. And it's probably a food that one of the things they would stack up during the winter when there wasn't a lot of hunting and there wasn't a lot of food resources. It was one of the things they used to survive because, as I mentioned in my previous video about Kaya's book series, they're very connected to the land. The land is extremely important to these people as hunter-gatherers, and as they were to pretty much all human past. When we were hunter-gatherers, the land was important. We knew the land because that's how we survived. So again, a very, very interesting documentary. I highly recommend it. Again, these are the Native people talking about this. So it's a great look if you're studying Native Americans, if you're studying sustainable resources and how to live off the land and how to respect it. So that is really it for this video. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. Again, I will be covering Kaya throughout the month of January, and we'll be moving on to Felicity in February. So thank you, and I will see you next time.